All right, Metal Summoners, what's up, everyone? How are you doing today? We are so glad, as always, that you're taking time out of your busy schedules and your evenings to hang out with us. As always, we've got Angel and we've got myself coming at you live, kicking off your weekend in the middle of the week on the Island of Misfit Toys. So we appreciate you guys, as always, joining us. And we appreciate another shot to talk to this young lady. We've got Shanyn Vieira joining us again. Some tech difficulties last time, but we got her on the feed this time. Shanyn, how are you? And thank you.
Thank you for having me again for the second time.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. So we got to scratch a little bit of the surface. So why don't we revisit the last episode a little bit for either the people that weren't able to catch it or the people that were kind of having a hard time kind of dissecting things because of a couple of our issues. So your father owned Sound City, which a lot of people, and is the founder of Sound City, which a lot of people know as really one of the chief main studios to ever really break as a mainstream location for bands to want to go to. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Well, my dad founded in I think 1968 or 1969, in Van Nuys, California. Um, my brother was born in 70. I was born in 72. So for about 3 years, it was really slow. And then in the early 70s, um, my dad um, put Stevie Nicks and her boyfriend into Fleetwood Mac. So because of Stevie and her boyfriend was reasons that Fleetwood Mac was well known because of my father. Well, no one knows, but
For sure, absolutely. And so, what was it about growing up in a studio like that that once it started getting more traction behind it, had a lot of people just constantly coming and going?
yes, yes. I was really young. My mom and my dad told me that when I was 6 months old, I was in the studio in a playpen, um, and because my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and my dad was just the actor and producer, and so my mom always came to see him. Um, I was a baby, and my brother was 2 years old, so um, it was just really good upbringing for music because I knew all kinds blues and R&B and country and rock and roll because of my father raising into, my God, the biggest studio in the country or even the world.
Mhm.
So um, it was a really good experience to know about different kinds of music.
Sure, absolutely. As you got older and were able to recognize and understand and become interested in the bands that you liked or the music that you were gravitating to, what were some of the bands that came through that piqued your interest, that you started to enjoy their music when they came through? Be like, I like them or I like this.
I think early on, um, about 4 or 5, 6, then I was like, oh wow, okay, you're a singer, you're a drummer, you know, you're the guitarist. Wow, okay. And so the artist, while they were rehearsing or recording, used to teach me, chords on the piano or playing on the drums or the car. So it was like, wow, because I think I was the owner's daughter or the founder's daughter. It- I was like, okay, let's treat her good, so she can be in, hey, I'm good. I'm a good First of all, I'm a good, hey, say something to your dad, like, okay.
For sure. Who were some of the bands that came through that you then became a fan of?
I think Uncle Ronnie James Dio,
Nice.
he was like my play pal. Um, because he was so short, I thought he was a kid. He used to play with me all the time.
Mhm.
Okay, so when I was growing up, he stayed the same height. I was like, oh, okay. But
Nice.
he was really nice. He used to draw with me. He used to teach me how to play piano.
Very cool. Was that Ronnie?
So,
Was that Ronnie with Sabbath or was that Ronnie with Dio?
Ronnie Dio.
Dio. Nice.
Yeah. And I was with him while he recorded his album. The famous two songs.
Yep. Yep. Holy Diver and Rainbow in
Yes,
the Dark.
that's it. That's it. I was
100%.
there watching him sing those two songs.
Very cool. Absolutely. I would definitely have loved to have seen that for sure.
It was awesome.
Right on. Super cool. Super cool. Metal Summoners, pump in those fun questions and comments because we always want to get you guys involved. Angel, let's get you involved, my good man.
Wait a minute. I have a question for you.
Hey, how's it
What,
going?
for me or for him?
For Jay.
Yeah, what's up?
For him?
Do you sleep
For him?
still upside down?
100%.
Okay, great.
Yep, absolutely.
Cool.
Yep, my coffin's right over there.
Nice. All right.
I have to keep a little bit of mystique when it comes to this
Unfortunately,
show.
For how long?
As long as I need to before I have to put on sunglasses and go to work.
Okay.
Yeah. There's not a lot of money in being a vampire right now.
Oh.
So unfortunately I still need to hold down a day job.
Oh. Part time?
Yeah. But it part-time / full-time, but it pays well.
There you go. Whatever works.
Yeah, they just ship containers of blood over to my house and get me to
Awesome.
come in, and then they get
that's
me to come
awesome.
in and bartend and wait tables.
Right on.
Oh, Angel, this guy right here.
now,
Oh, you, my man.
now you know what? Nothing separates us from the other podcast than us.
Yes.
You're
We're not
the
your next
number
door
one.
neighbors.
You're number one.
We try.
Thank you. We
Wait
tried.
a minute. I'm sorry. There you go.
Yes. Where else can you go from this to this? That's
Yeah,
a good.
that's true.
Easily.
We've got heaven and we've got hell.
Where's the in between?
Well,
I guess
well, it depends
I
on
guess
who you ask.
I guess that'd be you.
Right on. Hey,
Go ahead, buddy.
the good, the
Just
bad.
main question. What's your favorite kind of music?
You know what? I love the classical music. The Bach. I love classical. Because I play piano. I've been playing for all my life. So I play all kinds of music. I love all kinds, for real. Like country, blues, R&B, slow jams, rock and roll, opera, all kinds. Heavy metal.
So you were in the studio. So were you in the studio a lot?
Yes. I was my dad's protege. And my dad taught me rhythms and beats and everything under the sun. because I was really music inclined. I got it from my dad because he taught me so young. The beats 1, 2, 3, 4, and then okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every day. So I was with my dad, like I think 24/7 more than my mom at the studio. Because I had an
Wow.
ear for music.
Yeah.
So, what was your first concert, and something happened at your first concert? This is going to be round table.
Okay,
It's you.
me?
No, no, sorry. That was something different.
Oh, my first concert was Rick Springfield because my dad produced them. So, I
Oh,
went to his. Well, I was really young. Um, Went to his concert, went backstage. But I knew uh Rick before, so he used to play with me too. Jesse's girl.
Hmm.
And I
but
loved
he was
his
smart. He
dog.
changed the name.
I played with his dog a lot. His dog.
Was it the dog that was in the album cover by any chance?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. Working class dog.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I
I knew, I
remember.
knew Rick before.
I was just
So
taking a lucky guess.
yeah,
Okay, if who doesn't like Rick Springfield?
Oh yeah.
I loved his whole album.
Wasn't he also on like General Hospital? I think.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes,
General
that was
Hospital.
after who went to do music.
Was that after music?
It was General Hospital first, and then music.
Oh, gotcha.
And then he had to do that damn movie Hard to Hold,
Yes.
which I do like.
I was there at the set
For that movie?
because my dad did something with the movie. He was connected to the movie somehow, so I was there.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot.
Mhm. So, like, there's a lot of outlets out there. There's a lot of shows, a lot of magazines, a lot of that kind of stuff. Your family has a very unique story, especially because of Sound City and the clout that it has. You pursued this show to be on it, to want to to tell your story of. I would like to hear. I know Angel would like to hear. The Summoners would like to hear. Why us?
To be honest with you,
Oh.
I had friends to come to your show, and I saw them, and your energy, your vibes.
Yeah.
You were straightforward, and it was just really a humble, kind of guys that I like. You don't have the big heads, the egos. You're just really your people, and I like that. So that's
Cool.
why I wanted to reach out because my
Oh,
friends
that's
were on your show.
Yeah. No, we appreciate it. This entire show was built off, fun and respect and a brotherhood. Sometimes we have all the guys on, and sometimes we don't. But but their chairs don't go anywhere. And
Of course.
we're all about the guests having a good time. We're all about the fans having a good time. And our big thing is we've always been very fortunate and blessed that we're able to book guests out of a certain amount of time. And anybody who wants to be on the show, as long as you can understand our calendar, we can make it happen.
I waited a month.
I know. No, funny story is when we had Tommy Lee Flood on, former lead singer of Banshee, his PR guy was writing me for months. And we were the new hot show on the block. So we were booked up like 5 months. And
Wow.
I was like, dude, I've got December. I can do like 2 days before Christmas or like 3 days after Christmas. I don't remember what it was. It was either December 23rd or I think like December 28th. I was like, dude, this is what I got for your guy. And I know Banshee. I was a fan. And I knew Tommy Lee Flood. Not personally, but I was familiar with the band. But I was like, I can work with you, dude, but this is the best I can do right now. And if you're willing to wait, I got you. If you don't want to wait, I'm not going to be mad at you either.
Right.
It was like, nah, dude, I'll take it. And it turned out to be a really great episode. He was talking about the Kansas City Chiefs because he's a big fan. And he was talking about how John Bon Jovi bought his clothes that he had donated to like a thrift store on display because he wanted to wear them for like a photo shoot.
Wow.
I remember that
awesome.
story really well.
Yeah. Like it was cool. So we're all about that. You know, it's always story time when it comes to us because that's what we like. And whether we go for an hour or whether we go for 3, as long as the guests are comfortable and the vibe is good, we like to rock and roll. So we appreciate being sought out as a really cool way to tell a story. So we appreciate you for that.
Oh no, thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Angel, let's kick it back up to you, my good dude.
Yes, I do know a lot about Rick Springfield because I doesn't like Rick Springfield.
I
like
call
his
him
music.
Uncle Rick. So
He wrote some cool songs with Sammy Hagar, so that was really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I've done everything for you. Sammy Hagar wrote that song.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So are you on any of the records?
I was too young. I was too young to be on the record. I was like a kid in the 70s and the 80s, but the 90s, I was there and everywhere and back and forth to the studio helping my dad I was still in touch at the end. My dad did a scary movie at the Sound City, and my daughter was there too.
What scary movie?
Jeez, it was so long ago, but it filmed in at Sound City.
No.
So it was fun.
So we're gonna go from Rick Springfield to somebody that we all love, have cried to his songs, sang, been heartbroken to, Steve Perry.
Uncle Steve. Oh my God, yes, Steve. That was the most memorable time in my life because I was young. I didn't know who he was. My dad's friend in the band. Cool. He's a singer. Cool. And before the album, like Faithfully and Open Arms and Will of the Sky and Don't Stop Believing. My dad helped them, what songs to pick. So they were working together at my dad's beach house in Malibu.
Wow.
And then 6 doors down was my grandfather's, my dad's dad. So, he used to come over all the time, or I used to go to my grandfather's house. But when they were there, you know, listening to the music, you know, I say Uncle Steve said, "What do you think of the song?" And I was in the piano. I love the piano. My grandfather played the piano. My dad played the piano, so they taught me piano. And you know, um, all the artists, you know, hey. So he goes, "So what do you think of Open Arms?" I'm like, "Oh, I love it. The beginning, love it. Hit, and then just hit after hit after hit." So after the album, you know, came out, the album was, you know, gold record. And so after all the, you know, hoopla, they came back to my dad's house, and I was with my dad every weekend. So they came over, and Steve gave me the biggest hug, the biggest kiss. He's like, "You're my it girl. You're my niece. I love you," you know, and but I didn't see Journey, the band. I just saw Steve, you know, the person, you
Oh,
know. So I have a different aspect to see him than other people, like fans. I'm like, oh, this is Uncle Steve, you know, like. So I don't have that fan aspect, like, oh my god, Steve Perry from Journey. I don't have that. I'm like, oh, it's Steve, Uncle Steve.
Sorry, Shannon. It's just a really funny typo.
What happened?
Tyler.
one,
Just
of,
a
one of our
typo from our friend
one of our
Brian.
fans says that Journey hasn't been the same since Tyler Perry left.
Tyler Perry. That's funny. Steve Perry, Tyler Perry. This is just the Perrys.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, that's too good. Sorry, please continue. I just thought that was hilarious.
That is
Uh, here's a
hilarious.
here's a hilarious question.
Jules, thank you for rocking our shirt.
Yes, we love you in the shirt. Take another picture and send it to us. Um, did anyone give you a nickname?
Um, who is it? Um, from the Grateful Dead, the singer, Jerry Garcia.
Yeah.
Sherry. Oh.
Jerry Garcia.
Yep.
Yep.
He used to call me Shanny.
Shanny.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because my name is Shannon. So Shanny.
Nice.
I'm like,
Where
okay.
I'm gonna throw this out because I'm curious. And fan Kim Chimin, the first time you were starstruck meeting someone. Or have you ever been starstruck meeting anybody or
You know what's funny? I mean, raising with, the music business and the entertainment business. Maybe when I was young, I'm like, oh my God, Ricky Schroeder, you know? But then when I got older, I was like, oh, okay, nice to meet you. You know, you're a good actor, or you're a good actress, or you're a good musician. You know, I wasn't a groupie because if I was, my dad would kill me if I had, So I'm like, nope, I'm good. No girl found here.
Well,
But
I feel like by the time you get up to a certain age, you've just been desensitized to a lot of that.
really?
yes,
I
yes,
think
there's
it's, I
no
think,
fan here on anybody. I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, I feel like everybody's going to have like their moment. I've yet to personally get to meet Rob Halford in person, but while I know I would be able to keep myself incredibly controlled, I would definitely have my moment of like, this is amazing. Like I'm shaking Rob Halford's hand, for example. Like I was very fortunate to get to interview Yerky from the 69 Eyes when they did it was their first US tour in like 10 years, like in like 2019 or something like that. And that was and I was able to interview him at that show. And I mean, the 69 Eyes are a really big band for me. And again, it was great. It was great conversation. It was sitting, chilling. We were just broing out. But at the same time, I was still inside having a little bit of my moment. I was like, I am sitting on a couch right now talking to a guy from Finland about all the stuff that happened like throughout his career, from appearing on Viva La Bam. He actually played for me what was going to be the new single. He played a clip of me for it before it had been released and told me the name of the first single from the new album and let me be the one to print it, even though his label hadn't, given him permission, to talk about what the new single would be. Because when he told me what it was going to be called, I was like, am I allowed to print that? He's like, well, it'll probably piss off my record label, but yeah, go ahead and do it anyway. I'm like, oh, yeah. But I mean,
You were lucky. You were
yeah,
lucky.
Oh,
no,
okay.
for sure. So I think it might vary a little bit, like there are definitely different opportunities and stuff like that. Like a band like Pretty Boy Floyd, who I hold incredibly near and dear, who have since become friends. It's kind of like a different situation.
Right.
But at the same time, I personally have gotten to know Steven Adler very well over the years. And it's still surreal to get to have conversations with the drummer from Guns N' Roses. I mean, it's just a cool thing. But I think with your
Yeah.
situation, you were desensitized from a very young age. I'm meeting people as an adult where these people meant something to me, growing up, where they impacted my life as an outsider growing up. And again, I'm an adult. I can control myself like an adult. That's one of the reasons that I have very little to no issues if I wander off into a place I'm not supposed to be, because I know how to handle myself. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to be like, hey, bro, we need this on lockdown or we need you to go.
Right.
I'm cool with that. I'll be like, absolutely, high five. No worries. I'm out of here. But it's that same kind of thing. Like, I had to train myself over time into being a professional based off being a musician, being an interviewer, or being a tour manager. And, I'm sure Angel has got similar stories of his own. Yeah, man?
Yeah, I mean, Rock and Pop, I was starstruck because I got to meet Eric Martin in person and
Mhm.
Paul Taylor from Winger. And I
Yeah.
was just really nervous just to approach him. It took me like a few minutes before I can actually approach him for a picture and just tell him how great the new song is um, from Winger. And just kind of seeing, then I had a moment where I seen Eric Martin and Paul Taylor together. And I'm like, those two guys wrote some of the best songs that I still love to listen to. And of course, I was a sad fuck at Rockin' Pot, so I was thinking about the songs Miles Away and Just Take My Heart that came to mind. But I was like, wow, those two, it'd be nice to see them together writing a song or something.
Yeah.
But I
That'd be
still get
cool.
starstruck. I mean, because we grew up in an era where um, the musicians were not so accessible. Musicians can just disappear for like a few years, do whatever, and then
Mhm.
just come back to music. So I still get starstruck when I'm meeting my favorite musicians. So just a breaking news, Bobby will be joining us shortly.
Cool.
Oh, great.
No, we're all about that for sure.
So I'm going to get to some fan questions.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Oh, I just want to say
this
hi
is
to
so funny.
everybody.
Hit Motley.
Oh, I love this question. Have you been to any rock and roll stars' weddings?
Hmm. Yes, but I cannot say.
I hit something. I thought I felt it.
Okay, no, that's cool.
It was very interesting, but fun.
Okay, here's a question, and I hope your dad is not watching this part.
Thanks.
Would you ever date a rock star?
Oh, who said that? You want me to get me in trouble with my dad?
No, I mean you don't have to say the rock star. You can just say you could
Hmm.
just.
Um, I was friends. Friends.
That's okay.
Friends. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, now this is a roundtable discussion. All three of gorgeous hair. What is your go-to hair product?
I like Pantene.
Jay, Canteen.
Canteen. What was the question? All three of you have gorgeous hair. What is your hair product? Um,
Thank you. It's long.
I mean, do you want me to say that on air? Okay, I won't. Um, the thing is, I'm really finicky. I'm past my time of really big hair. So I like, that was back when I was younger. So I prefer my hair to be a little bit more like grungy now. So I tend to use more like lighter kind of dry shampoos when I'm cleaning my hair, just to take a little bit of like the edge, a little bit of like the grease out of them, because I really just don't like my hair to be overly fluffy. I prefer it to be a little bit more like ratty and slick. So yeah, and Megan says I need to clean my hair anyway. Um, so that
I have natural
that's sort
curly
of
hair.
that's sort of my
So
thing. It's not so much product per se. It's just how what I like to use to keep it looking, I guess, okay in pictures.
right? Right? I use lots of conditioner because I have really naturally curly hair and it's long. So it's like special kind of conditioner and shampoo. But thank you for the compliment.
Uh, I use conditioner and I blow dry the damn thing.
Ah,
Sometimes I do that too.
I have to do that.
Yeah.
You see, Brian, that's why I don't wear hats because I have a theory that if you wear a hat, you lose your
ah,
hair or something. I don't know. That's why I don't wear hats.
Uh, I love wearing hats.
hmm. Yeah, I go through I have pretty much one of like two things, which is like either my hair is down or I'm doing like my M Shadows Avenged Sevenfold thing. Um, that's usually the one of two ways that I have, because like I can only wear hats if when I'm able to find hats that are like really deep, because I have a lot of hair. So
Oh
like
wow.
I mean
Hmm.
there's a hell of a lot of it if I really want there to be a thing. But
Oh
like
wow.
so like the really shallow hats I can't do, because then it's gonna like sit like up on top of my head, and I hate that. I'm really prissy about the stuff that I wear, and I want it to fit right. So but I found this company. They're called like the classics or whatever. But anyway, there's this company online that I really like called Paul Bearer Press. They specialize in like horror movie merchandise, and so I can always find like hats with like pentagrams or horror movies that I like House by the Cemetery. But their hats are always really, really deep, which I like because they'll actually fit my hair underneath of it.
Oh, okay. Do you wear your sunglasses at night?
I wear them quite often, yes. Not so much at night, no, because I do keep my the lights in my house off most of the time. Um, Usually, I've got like candles going and stuff like that. In fact, I need to.
Oh,
Oh, no.
okay.
Oh, there it goes. So like, I'm always doing like a lot of that kind of stuff. The funny thing is, I'm typically always wearing sunglasses. Yes, I mean if anybody sees any of the pictures from Angel and I at Rockin' Pod, I'm always
Yes.
wearing them and stuff like that. Or when I'm out and about, I'm typically just always wearing them in some facet. But the funny story behind wearing them on the show has to do with the fact that in general my house is incredibly dark because I also have a light sensitivity. So
Oh, really?
if you watch the early episodes of the Metal Summit back when we were the M3 Summit, the early episodes I'm not wearing any sunglasses, but you also can barely see me on screen because it's incredibly dark. And at one point, my friend James, him and his daughters are fans of the show, and they were like, we can't see Jay enough. They took his credit card, bought a ring light, and sent it to my house so that I could be seen more on the show.
That is commitment to one
And
to
wow.
your face.
But the thing is, I can't handle that much light. Like right now, I have my ring light, a lamp behind my computer, my hall light, and my dining room light on. That is way too much light for me to be able to handle, especially not in my face. So that's actually one of the reasons why I wear my sunglasses on the show all the time.
Right.
Is because I can't handle, like physically it hurts. I can't handle having that much light in my face.
Wow.
But when I did start wearing the sunglasses while I was doing it for like kind of a medical reason, people were complimenting me on it. They liked it. They thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I just kept going with it anyway. So even if I was able to set it up where it was more of a controlled environment, I would probably still be wearing my sunglasses anyway. But that's actually the real story behind it, is all the light that I need to use because my house is so dark, for me not to be just a black box on the screen,
Right.
is too much for my eyes to handle.
Okay, because you're like the next Corey Hart.
I guess to a certain degree. I mean, don't switch your blade with a guy in shades. Oh no, like Angel.
What's your sign? That is a fan
I'm a
question.
Virgo.
Oh. Okay, that's 2 Virgos. Okay.
I was born September 16th. Virgo.
Angel, are you a Virgo too?
Yep.
Virgos
19.
rule.
No, Megan says no. She's pro Scorpio.
Well, sorry, Virgos.
You know what's funny? Jules
Holding
is
it
a
down for
Scorpio.
the Aquarius, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
look, here's the funny part.
My daughter's Aquarius.
Nah.
Scorpios all the way.
And the person that Jules asked, and she's a Scorpio.
Nice.
Cool. And
Jules
so
is a
Amy.
Scorpio too?
Yeah,
Nice.
Amy's a Scorpio.
Amy's a Scorpio. Oh, look at all the Scorpios watching the show tonight. It's a 3-2 lead for Scorpios right now. Right on.
Virgos rule.
No.
Yes.
No. Scorpios.
Yes.
Scorpios.
Virgos.
Scorpios. Scorpios are assholes.
Ha!
Okay. Wait a minute. Virgos are virgins.
Hey.
Tomato.
That is not true.
Because
Wait a minute. I think my brother.
they sting.
Nah.
What does that say? I make candles and incense holders.
Well, I'm a born again virgin.
Is that being like a? Isn't that like being a fakey serial killer? Like, yeah, I killed someone once, and then another person after that, and then another person after that. But I changed my mind. I didn't really do that.
How funny.
Oh, and now Brian says isn't Scorpio the sign of most serial killers? That's funny.
Ah!
Dude, actually, Megan, you should look that up.
Hey.
What sign has the most serial killers?
I think it's Gemini.
There you go,
Gemini.
Megan. Look that up.
I think Gemini
What?
have the most serial killers.
My mom's a Gemini.
Let's do.
I could see that actually.
Yeah, I think Gemini is serial killer zodiac.
Hmm.
I think literally most of them are Geminis.
I'm a born again virgin, not by choice. Ah, Brian, you're hilarious, dude. Go up,
Serial killers
Angel.
are
Go back up to Jules's.
Hey.
Pull Jules's candle question again.
Alright.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Oh, gotcha.
Ted Bundy is a Sagittarius, George Chapman Sag, Alton Coleman Sag, and Jeffrey Dahmer was a Gemini. David Berkowitz, aka Gemini.
Oh God.
Forget.
Gemini.
Yeah, Shannon, could you read that? That was a question for you.
No, I didn't read it.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Angel.
Oh, sorry.
Virgo.
Do you do arts or crafts?
Yes. Arts and crafts. My business is Roses. And I think, did you hear that correctly? Huh?
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah. Shannon, say that one more time because your screen went black for a second. So let's just make sure we got it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I have a business called Rose Essentials Gift Baskets, and I do custom-made gift baskets. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and what is it? Twitter, Instagram.
Nice. How are you not doing music stuff?
I do on the side. I'm doing everything on the side. Geez, I have so many hats. I mean, I followed. My father did everything under the sun, so I'm doing everything under the sun like my dad. I mean, oh God, I was a massage therapist, interpreter for the deaf. I was life coach, caregiving, model, actress, dancer. I'm writing a play. I do a podcast. It's called The Vela. I do it every night. I do on Clapper. My partner is Ram Figueroa, Ramstrad. He's on Clapper and on Facebook. We do a shit show every night. We do So What shirts, merchandise. So, I mean, I do a lot every day. I mean, and then I travel. So I have like a busy life, but then I like the home life too.
Okay. So let's go back to Sound City a little bit. This is gonna be a fun one because I get to put you on the spot.
Great.
Just because I feel like it. So we've heard about the good people. Let's hear about the problem childs. There's got to
The
be
ego maniacs.
there's got to be some ego, or at least some stuff that you witnessed that we're not looking to rub dirt in anybody's face, but there's got to be some stories that you can share that aren't going to put anybody in particularly bad light, but there's no way that everything was smooth there all the time. So let's hear a couple of unique encounters.
Guns N' Roses,
Of course.
Metallica, Smells Like Teen Spirit, Nirvana. Those grudge bands, thought they were just, high and mighty. So, I'm like, nice to meet you.
Oh, so all of Angel's heroes were assholes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
one
God.
time, I think Metallica was drinking and spilled, like beer on top of the cord,
on the soundboard.
yeah. Oh, I was like, ooh,
I bet that didn't go over well.
no. I'm like, well, you're on your own. Bye. And I stepped out. I told my dad. My dad's like, I don't care who they are. They better clean it up. And they did. I was like, good. That was the 90s. They were like in 91, they were doing the one song. Those songs. That album.
Oh, the Injustice for All, like with
Yes.
the song one?
Yes.
Oh, so that was the Jason Newsted Metallica.
Yes. Jason was cool. But it was Lars and then, and the singer, just alcoholica.
Yeah.
I was like, but they were cool to me. They were nice to me.
Right.
So, but the egos. Like,
there's a lot of stuff too with Metallica around that time. I was actually watching. It's common knowledge anyway for anybody who's read about it or seen it. But I was watching some video where they were talking about the thing with Jason, because one of the things when it came to Jason was the fact that I think when Jason had come in, there was also a lot of unhandled Cliff stuff. Whether it was not enough grieving happened, not enough talking about it, not enough therapy, whatever it is. And I'm not trying to use therapy in like any kind of a bad word. In fact, honestly, I think therapy is actually one of the more positive worlds in our society that a lot of people refuse to acknowledge because it's been unfortunately shoved under the table as like a bad word that people are too afraid to address their issues anyway. But I'm not surprised that stuff like that happened around that time, especially because from what I'd always read or heard or seen,
right.
They really made it hard on Jason as just the fourth wheel, just the other guy. And I think it had a lot to do with the fact that they didn't properly get to grieve, whether it was by choice or by record label push to get,
That's why they started drinking, because they cover the pain.
Right.
And the drugs.
Drinking more, because they were always drinkers, because that's one of the reasons why Dave Mustaine got kicked out, was he was so out.
He was on drugs, alcohol.
And
yeah.
out of control. But
Yeah.
it's crazy too, because if you've ever actually heard Jason talk about his audition, is he was he was the last person to audition for Metallica, and I think he said he was either the first or the last. I don't remember what it was, but the point of the story is he had actually done his research and he looked up what the set list was that they were playing on the tour at the time. So he rolled up into the studio and was like, "These are the songs I know." And the band was like, "Oh, well, that's our set list." He's like, "Oh, is that so? Well, let's go." And so he basically was able to jump right in because he did his homework, he did his research, and was like, "Well, these are the songs that I would need to know right this second." So he had them hammered down.
I mean, I like Robert,
Mhm.
you know, the
Trujillo.
bassist, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so used to with the '90s Metallica, you know.
Mhm.
But Jason's really good. But
Well,
I'm so used to the old Metallica.
right. Well, Robert's on the show with us right now.
For real? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I do. I've been told that I look like him a little bit, and I'm the guy that will lie and say, "Yeah, I'm the bass player for Metallica."
You have to do like the pigtails.
Oh yeah, the four, like
Right.
No, I hate that.
Yeah.
No, hell no.
not braiding your
come
hair,
on.
Angel. Sorry,
No.
no angel braids.
Eh?
No, and plus, I only let one person touch. Well, besides myself, I only let one other person touch my hair.
Nice.
Okay. Well, yeah.
No, my cousin.
Nobody touches
My cousin
my
one
hair.
time tried to touch my hair. He tried to cut, and I was out of a window.
Oh,
And that's my cousin.
Wow.
speaking of serial killers, right back.
Angel.
Keep rolling with it, Angel. It's all you, buddy.
What's your favorite type of vacation?
Jeez. Well, I was raised in Coney Island. My great grandfather, my grandfather's father, was the first band in Coney Island. So my grandfather was raised up there. My dad was raised up there. Me and my brother was raised up there. My daughter was raised up there. So it's kind of like a home away from home, like a vacation, but it's not a vacation. It's like my second home. So we had a house there every summer for like a month. So still today, me and my dad used to, go there. We still have connections there. So, but I think going into Vegas, I think just traveling along the country. I mean, I lived in Oregon, Washington, Arizona. I used to work in the States. But I travel, for work and pleasure. But I work every day. I work 7 days a week. So, I mean, when you have a business and when you do other, ventures, you barely get a day off. But I try to do like everything in the morning and have like the rest of the day, to me. But vacation is, not working.
The most important thing that your dad taught you.
Respect, loyalty, family values, a lot of important things that doesn't exist sometimes here and on this earth anymore. I mean, it's just very sad. You just have to be grounded and humble, you know, and just be a nice person all around, inside and out.
It's the
Your
best thing to
favorite
teach.
band? Oh, sorry.
Oh no, sorry. I was going to say no. That's the best things that can be taught to somebody as they're growing up.
Oh yeah. I mean, because of my family's famous on both sides, my mom's family is the Rothschilds. So coming up from not one famous family, two famous families, it's a trip.
Yeah.
But I'm very much a down to earth person. I just see people for people.
Absolutely, for sure. Go ahead, my dude.
Your favorite band or bands? Doesn't have to be one.
My ultimate is Journey, because that's like personal. Like I grew up, you know. So I mean, I think that's the ultimate favorite band is Journey because of my uncle Steve, and
So what are your thoughts
he,
on? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
he used to body surf, um, and then he used to
Oh,
spend the weekend at my dad's house, and he used to make breakfast or lunch or dinner and watch a movie, and just be a regular person instead of, oh my God, I'm Steve from Journey. In my dad's house, he was just Steve, you know.
I think he's one of the most interesting frontmen because it seems he's like that frontman that doesn't crave the spotlight like he can do without it. Because think about it. I mean, he really left Journey in '87 and came back in '96, but just one of those frontmen that's just doesn't seem to miss it. He's just happy just being at home. Um, but one interesting thing is Dean is the drummer. Dean Castronovo sounds just like Steve Perry.
Yeah.
If you if you
Oh
ever heard
yeah.
Dean sing Journey songs, he sounds exactly like Steve Perry. And and, I-
Well, the
and
other
the
thing
first
And
too.
time
in my
I
dad's
saw them in
house,
concert,
in my dad's house, you know, he was just nobody, just like another person. I mean, I don't. People were like, "Oh my God, it's Steve Perry," and I just look at them, going, and I look at him, I'm like, I don't get it. Like just a regular person. But I knew behind the scenes, you know. So that's why I look everything differently.
Well, it's also interesting with a guy like Steve Perry too, is because it takes a lot of balls to leave a band at a time when they're just killing the game.
Um,
yeah,
it
and
was because of the death of his mother.
that's what I kind of figured
That's why.
because his mom died during the making of the Raised on
Yes,
Radio. So
yes.
I think he just needed it just to
He
debrief.
it was, yeah. He's like, okay, I'm done. Let me grieve. So he left.
So going to do a roundtable discussion, and we all got to answer this question.
Are we like King Arthur, the Round Table?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could be in a
Cool.
music
Am
video,
I Genevieve?
what's
Am I Genevieve? Am
Anything
I
you want.
Genevieve? Huh?
Anything you want.
Cool. I'll be Genevieve.
if you could be in a music video, what video would it be?
Oh, Beat It from Michael Jackson.
Ooh, good one.
Jay?
Probably.
And funny story, when my daughter was like 5 years old, Jermaine Jackson's son, Jamasty, was in the same class as my daughters, and they became best friends. And
Nice.
so I know Jermaine Jackson. He came to my house lots of times, had play dates with my daughter. Talk about his family, my family. My great uncle was Al Jolson, who did Mammy. My great uncle aunt was Ruby Keeler, who did 42nd Street. My step uncle, my step grandfather's brother, Rudd Rotherax, owned and trained Lassie. And then my uncle, my dad's younger brother, was Pugsley in the Adams family.
Love the Adams family. I could talk all night about the Adams family.
Oh, there's so many stories, and rest in peace, Auntie. Oh,
Yep.
Auntie Wednesday.
Oh yeah, Lisa Loring. Yep.
Yeah.
I got to meet her a couple of times. My mom used to teach with John Aston because he's from
Uncle
Baltimore.
John.
Yep, and they used to teach at Johns Hopkins together.
Yeah. I mean, they did something in '77. I was like 5 years old, and I was like there. So I met everybody. And then I grew up, and Felix, who did Cousin Ed, died a couple years ago.
Yep.
So I mean, they were really a tight group.
Yeah.
I mean, they did everything together, even though they did, like, special like things on the side, but they got together like a lot.
Yeah, I think
It's
Catherine
like,
Jones actually was the first one to pass away who played Morticia.
yes, yeah, I met her. I met everybody.
I would probably, to answer the question real quick, I kind of have it whittled down to like two. One for personal and one for just being a fan. And the one for being a fan would, again, because of how much I love the 69 Eyes, it would probably be their song for Lost Boys, because it was filmed down on the Sunset Strip of LA. And part of the video was, the live performance of the video was filmed in like a cave, because it's basically their music video tribute to the Lost Boys. And then the other would probably be my friend Michael's former band, Dead Girls Academy. They did a song called Addicted to Your Heart that's just nothing but vampires.
Yo, that's it. That's your calling.
Yeah, so that's what I would probably go do. Well, myself and my girlfriend Megan, we are planning, and I need to get more on top of this myself. But now that the weather's gotten so much better, it's probably going to be easier to execute. But we're doing like a couples style gothy vampire photo shoot.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So my friends Mark and Janet, who've been on the show, they came on the show more recently to talk about their upcoming single that they were releasing for the band they do together, and they did a song called "Vamp Blood Champagne" that I'm already in the music video for, because I did a photo shoot, just me, that they asked me to do, that they're going to edit into their music video somehow. They just haven't released the video yet, but I'm in there somewhere. Well, when I listened to the song, I really got this idea for something more coupley, a little bit more gothy, and something very like vampire driven. And the funny thing is Megan and I weren't dating yet, but we were talking, spending time together, and she was ideally the person that I think would work best with me in this shoot. So I asked her if she would do this shoot with me. She's like, yeah, sounds awesome. I'll totally do it with you. Now it's a hell yeah. Of course we're going to do it. And the song's become like her favorite song. It's a song that we kind of associate with each other. So
that's awesome.
So that'll definitely be cool. But yeah, no, I love that Dead Girls Academy Addicted to Your Heart video.
That's so cool. And I'm also a talent scout.
Okay.
I'm a mini dad. I'm a mini Joey.
Nice.
Mhm.
All right, Angel. What music video do we get to see you in?
Audio Slave, Show Me How to Live, because I would love to be driving that car through the damn desert. And Sam Kinison, Wild Thing. I mean, you got
Ooh,
Rat, Bon
good
Jovi, members of
answers.
Guns N' Roses in that video, Sam Kinison. But speaking of all of
That's my dad's
that,
best friend.
there's something missing in my life right now. Where the hell is Bobby?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right here. I'm Angel's hair masseuse. I need to like run my fingers and my toes through his hair.
How funny.
Look, I just got done eating a lot of curry, and I'm not talking Seth.
Ah,
That's
the Cosmos are out in force.
Look, it's Easter. I don't have a Jesus on the cross, so I got to use my Christmas cocktail glass.
You got to use your sippy cup. You got to use your juice box.
Yeah, but I do have the dead guy on wood on my guitar.
oh wow.
hold on 1 second, Bobby. I gotta.
Got to make Bobby large.
Yeah, come on, Angel, make me
Oh, I'm
large.
sorry.
Make me large, Angel.
Wow.
You know how to make me large.
Oh.
Of
Okay.
course.
So I want to really talk about Pugsley. We got to get into Pugsley.
Okay. Well, Pugsley, my uncle, was my grandmother's second marriage. And my dad and Pugsley is 11 years apart. So when my dad was doing Lassie, I think he wasn't born yet, because my dad started when he was 5 years old. He's still in the business and the film industry. His birthday is April 8th.
Yep.
So happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday.
But it's just so funny. I think my grandmother was the ultimate stage mom, because my grandmother had two sons and they were both child stars. And my grandmother was so grounded. I mean, her oldest sister was Ruby Keeler. Her brother-in-law was Al Jolson. My grandmother you would think of, she would have drivers and assistants and housekeepers, and she didn't have nothing. She did it herself. She cleaned. She went to the store. She's like, I don't buy this Hollywood, stuff. I want to do everything myself. So I think of seeing that, I was grounded because of what her children were. My God. So I just think my grandmother was my hero.
Wow.
Well, we lost Ken 10 years ago because
It was
he had
9 years ago.
He had a heart attack back in 2014.
I had to end up. I had to end up. What is it? I had to look at the body and said that's my uncle. I had to. That was me. I didn't want my dad to, do that, or my brother, or my mom. So I be like, okay, so I guess I'm the rep of the family. I'll do it. And so that was really hard, because I had to, say, yeah, that's my uncle, and every year for 9 years, it's like like a reenactment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For 9 years. Like, oh, here we go again. You know, because of Halloween and there were lots of Pugsleys
Oh
in
yeah.
the movie. You know, I was like, oh my God, this like memorial this like every year. I mean, it's getting better, but it's still like I see my uncle, you know, sitting on the couch, you know, sleeping, but you know, he was, you know, deceased. But just and the song,
Mhm.
even I can't even hear the song, like because of what I saw. I
Yeah.
mean, so I think that's just, you know, personal. I haven't said that in a long time, but
No, for sure.
it's just like, you know, da 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 da
That's my
da.
ring.
I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, I got it. I did for like all my life that song because like I'm getting nightmares. But I
Yeah.
love the song.
It's literally my ringtone.
For real?
For real. 100%. I've got
Let me
so
hear it.
much Adams Family stuff around my house.
No way.
Trust me. I got John's picture on my wall over there signed by him. I've got Lisa's next to it. Christina
Oh my
Ricci.
God.
Christina Ricci is going to be in Baltimore next week, and I'm going to meet her with my girlfriend and get a Wednesday Adams thing signed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all about my Adams family. Love the Munsters to death, but I'm an Adams family boy.
You know the Mustard's boy and my dad or my uncle got confused. You
Really?
know, yes, and they were best friends. And Butch Patrick was at my uncle's funeral,
Oh, that's really cool.
so they were best friends.
Yeah, I've got Butch Patrick on my wall too.
Yeah,
He
I
he
mean,
did some kind of convention in Boston, and my buddy Dennis went to it, and he asked me one time, just kind of off the cuff, he was like, "Dude, what's your address?" And I didn't really pay any mind to it. I was just like, "Oh, well, here it is." I figured he was updating his address book or something like that. A couple weeks later, I wasn't even expecting anything. There was this weird ass package on my door, and I was like, "Okay, this is strange." But whatever, I opened it up because I recognized Dennis's name on it, and it was a an 8x10 signed to me from Butch Patrick of Eddie Munster.
yeah, Uncle Butch.
Yeah.
He was cool. He was cool. I talked to him. You know, they were best friends. Did you know spent time together, and it's just so funny that when I talked to my uncle before he died Saturday, or he who was live Saturday night and died Sunday morning,
Uh,
and that Sunday morning it was me and him. He was um a preacher at his church right down the street of his house. So we were gonna go to church, you know, go to lunch, watch a movie, go to his house, but he died that morning. So I was like, oh my God. So my dad called me and said, Ken's dead. I said, Ken who? Ken is dead. I said, Ken who, Dad? Uh, your uncle, my brother. I was like, what? So I went to his house, and my dad's house and my uncle's house was like 5 minutes away. So
yeah, they're like.
so I was like, okay. So my heart went from, you know, down here, up here, and down here again because I was like, oh, I'm gonna go into like a showbiz frenzy. But no, no one knows. Who? And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna start this frenzy. So
I
I
screamed.
saw the corner. I said, was it a heart attack? He goes, yes. Did he suffer?
Wow.
No. I said, okay, I feel much better. I was like, Okay. I guess, do you know who this is? I'm like, yes, I recognize them. Well, yeah, it's my uncle. So, um, so I had to start from there, call TMZ. Um, my stepdad um, was in Boy Scouts when he was little. So he grew up with my uncle. So, and I said, well, to my stepdad, call your people. I had to, do my, thing, and that was probably the worst, but best thing in my life, because I thought Facebook, like all my friends, I said, hey, my uncle was died, he was pugly, you know, but I was thinking, oh, it's just my friends. Well, the next day changed my life. Everybody in like the Verity, the People magazine, the newspapers came to me because I was the only who had social media. So my brother didn't have one, my dad didn't have one, my mom didn't have one. It was me. So my dad did interviews, my brother did interviews, I did interviews. Um, so one day, People magazine called my phone, and my home phone number was unlisted. I was
Oh,
like, "Hello, oh, this is Mary Smith from People's Magazine from New York." I said, "How do you get my number?" She goes, you know." I said, "Oh Lord, okay." And I did the interview on the phone, but that tripped me out. And then I saw my name, my post, okay, went around the country and then around the world because I saw my post in different languages. Okay, I was like, and I was thinking this, Facebook was just my friends list. No, it went straight
oh,
around the world. So I was like, oh, okay. So everybody friended me, like the whole world. I got so many friends.
come back.
Oh, Shayna,
No.
where'd she go? Oh, there she is.
I'm right here. Um, I got so many friend requests. It was unbelievable. And Facebook messaged me and said, "You need to stop this." I said, "How am I going to stop this?" It was just amazing. So it kind of like changed my life for the better.
Wow.
And maybe it was like, oh, Facebook is serious.
Nice. Very cool. Bobby, let's keep it rocking with you, my man.
So, what's up in the next venture? You doing everything in California. So, what, Shayna, what's the next big thing for you?
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, my life is like, oh, geez. I'm busy, but I'm not busy. I own a business called Roses Essential Gift Baskets. I do custom made gift baskets. I'm a caregiver. I'm a massage therapist. I'm a therapist for the deaf. I'm writing a pilot for a sitcom show. Um, I do music. I write songs. You know. Um, geez, how many hats do you want me to have?
Well, let's talk about the pilot. So, what are you going for right there?
It's um it's about my friend's life who was in um uh the 1990s, the 80s paramedics in the Miami, Florida. I mean, on the job they did drugs, alcohol, I mean everything under the sun, but they did their job. I mean, so um we're writing about that. It's in the works. Um but then I do a podcast at night. It's called Novella. My partner is Ron Figueroa. We're on Copper too. His name is Ron. Uh, Ron DJ 215. And Ron Figueroa and Calvary Fresco. We do like a shit show every night. It's called Novella. I mean, it's and then I travel. I mean, it's just, and then sometimes I'm like a homebody, like I'm indoors. I like, stay home when I can.
Very cool.
Kebab.
Ron Schwad. Can you see me?
Yeah.
You're definitely getting dark.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Okay, hold on. How about now?
It's better, yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'll turn the light on.
All right, back to you, Ange.
Yeah, totally, Angel.
If you can meet anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, let me see. Oh, that's a hard one. I think I met everybody. I mean,
You sure?
well, my dad was in the page with Mel Gibson. He was Peter Howard. He was the pig leg with the hard hearing father.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I went to the premiere, and I met Mel Gibson. He didn't know who I was. I met him at the after party, and he was like coming over here. I was like, "Oh, Mel Gibson." I said, "Hi, my name is Shanyn Vieira." I didn't even say my last name. He went from Mel Gibson, the actor, my dad's biggest fan. He went flippo. He went crazy. Oh my God, where's your dad? I love your dad. Oh my God, he's the greatest actor. Oh my God. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, I can't find my dad. So, at the end of the night, my dad saw Mel Gibson. He goes, Mel. He goes, Toby. He goes, this is my daughter, Shanyn. Oh, we're old friends. I said, thanks. So, and they were like lost stars there. I mean, the cast, I met Heath. Heath and my dad was really good friends during the movie. And when he died, my dad was really wrecked. They got really close. But the cast was really close. I mean, they were in South Carolina, North Carolina for months. So.
When did your dad pass again?
No, my dad's still alive.
Oh, I thought you just said your dad. My bad.
No, my dad's still alive. He's gonna be 79 on the 8th of April.
Wow, that's awesome.
Nice.
I know. He's still kicking. He's still doing voiceovers, little projects. I'm like, Dad, my hero. Still in the business, musically and, show business.
Well, what's he doing now? I mean, what would be something that, we would all be able to, sit there and go, yes.
He did a movie. He did like 10 voiceovers. I think it's called the Ghoulies. The Ghoulies. That is coming out, I think, or it did come out. But he does his own projects, but he does voiceovers. I mean, he's slowing down, but he's still in it.
He's what, 78?
79. Yeah, he was born in 1944, April 8th.
79 this weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this has turned into the Papa Vieira birthday show.
Happy birthday. No. Yeah. And then my daughter's 23.
Nice.
Yeah. And she's an actress, a model, but she's goes to school. She works as a caregiver. So she's grounded. So I mean, she knew about her family. She grew up doing um runaways, videos, TV shows. But then I was like, "Hey, Dad, I want her just to be in school." You know, she was like 5 years old. Competing with like what is it, New York Week, LA Week, Fashion Week at
Yeah.
5 years old. I was like, and I'm like, the stage mom, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's a baby. But then I'm like, no, well, if she's gonna learn the business, then my dad was like, hey, this is the business. But I'm like, Dad, it's my baby. Overprotective.
Yeah.
Because I was raised like that.
That's awesome for sure. Angel, let's kick it right back down to you guys, fans. It's also last call for alcohol, friends. Any final questions or comments that you want to hit Shannon with? Now's your time to do it. We always love that you guys rock and roll with us and get involved because this show is all about you. But it is last call for alcohol, fans. So go ahead and pop in those questions for us.
Well,
Angel,
then I need a kamikaze, please.
Well, I'm drinking mudslides, so I'm a happy camper.
Oh, there you go.
oh, you're drinking mudslides, not pretty pinks?
I had enough of them. Well, I had to get that curry taste out of my mouth. Like I tasted like I blew a cab driver.
Ah,
Oh,
whatever gets you,
okay,
whatever gets
that's
you to
another
the,
episode.
whatever gets you home to get you on the show, I guess.
But that kind of night, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I like curry, but it's like I said, it's like that thing. You eat too much of it, you're like, oh. Everybody at the gym tomorrow is going to know that I slept with a poo or whoever.
Just
That's
sweating it out.
commitment to your health. Right now, that's commitment to your health.
Right. Do you do it every day?
What, me?
Yeah.
I have to. I'll be 59 soon. If I don't do that shit, like I'll look like Vince Neil.
Uncle Vince.
Oh, the abominable snowman.
Oh, jeez. No.
Poor Vince.
Oh, can't cut a break.
No.
I know, huh?
So go ahead, Angel.
Really?
You want me to bridge the gap?
Go for it.
I got this. So let's talk about Dave Grohl's interest in Sound City and the documentary that he put together about them.
Oh, that's a good one. Before he did the documentary, he called my father and said, I'm doing a documentary of your, Sound City, your studio that you founded and owned. And my dad says, how much are you paying? And Dave said, no one's getting paid. My dad said, I don't do anything free. And they discussed what they discussed, and and you didn't see my dad on Sound City.
Yeah, I know.
So they had a little bit a fight or whatever. I mean, I can't say. I mean, I wasn't there, but my dad wasn't mentioned, or but my dad's probably gonna do his own, documentary, probably. But I had to see it first and say what I thought about it because uh, my dad said go and watch it first and then tell me. And so I saw it, and my dad said I didn't want no pictures of me, not no mentioning my name. So I saw my dad's picture. I heard my dad's name. So I said, Dad, I saw the documentary. Um, I saw your picture and I heard your name. So, and he was a little bit, upset. Well, I said, well, Dad, this is you look at what you created. I mean, so yeah, he mentioned your name and your picture. Oh well, you know, but I don't know. I think it was like a, uh, a protective dad because that he founded it. I mean, so I don't know.
So is that like how it went down? Like it was like Dave or whoever it was in the film was saying like, yeah, founded by so and so,
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah,
like that.
yeah, and Tom Skeeter and Joe Gottfried came after my dad. My
Well,
dad pulled them in.
well, why do they say that Tom and Joe founded the studio or
Yeah,
were the
they
creators?
That was a cover up.
yeah, Joe and Tom are credited as the creators.
Right. Because my dad wasn't, oh yeah, I founded it. He was he was like, yeah, I founded it, but he was low, not low grounded, just hey, you say
He was introverted.
very. He wasn't no hot shot, he was like, yeah, I founded it, but here, you know.
If people wanted to learn about your father, like what should they search? What would be the best way to look him up?
Just look him up, Joey De Vieira, Google. My name's in it because of my uncle. Um, Rothschilds. Um, geez, there's so many to name. My family's famous. It's just too many names. But Joey De Vieira and Google
Got
search.
you. Yeah, no worries, girl, for sure. And when you kind of look back right at this second, if it was a sudden wrap on Sound City tomorrow, what would you want the legacy to be?
The music that brought um, the world together came out of one building. Okay, look at how much music they brought, and all over the country and all over the world. This
Mhm.
one building. So I think, I mean, mm, my dad's creation of being the founder, the owner, and the producer, um, made a difference in people's lives. If
Right
it
on.
wasn't my dad, there would be no Sound City.
Mhm.
Well, let me throw out a couple things right now. I mean, and a lot of people probably don't even know this either. Let's go Dobie Gillis.
My dad was on it.
Yes. I mean, we're going to go Dobie Gillis. How about My Three Sons?
My dad was in it. My dad was
Yes.
on everything. My dad was everything. And my dad lost his leg when he was 15
Wow.
while he was doing My Three Sons and Dobie Gillis. He had 17 operations until they said, we can't save your leg. So he had so much fan mail at the hospital. My grandmother was like, I can't, time out. my dad's like, I can't do this anymore.
Look, I'm the old fart of the show. I remember watching My Three Sons and Dobie, and hey, look, if you're gonna go there, if you're a fan of Dobie Gillis, then you got to be a fan of Gilligan's Island. That's the only way anybody knows that whole thing right there. Because
And my dad did like the 88 or 87 Joey Gillis.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I swear to God. He was the cop. My dad was the cop.
That's so freaking cool.
So I met everybody. I met Dwayne. He was really nice. Yeah, I met everybody.
Because there were a couple things your dad did. I mean, there was Hank back in '65.
Evil Knievel, he did that. Moon lighting. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He was the pizza guy in the pizza parlor.
And then I'm having absolutely
And also, didn't he do your dad? Now here's the interesting thing, and people will probably want to go back and look at. What about a little bit with Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
He was the pizza guy in the pizza parlor. He goes, the principal came up and they were watching. My dad was watching the baseball game, and the principal goes, so what's the score? My dad goes, nothing. And then the principal says, who's winning? Here's the famous line, the Bears.
The Bears.
That's my dad.
That 88, he was in Red Heat.
Yes. He's been like for 70 years. He's been like, and everything.
And here's the really fucked up thing that I never knew. So your dad produced Rick Springfield.
I told you.
Yeah, we opened the show actually talking about it.
Taylor Dane.
Yes.
I'm like let's talk about 85. What about Motown Returns at the Apollo?
He won an award. He won an award for that.
Yeah. I mean, which is an amazing. God, I remember when that was aired.
Yes, I was there too. Yes. Yeah.
So here's the thing. I'm going to go. You and I have a 6 degree of separation here.
Great.
And nobody and this is an exclusive Metal Summit thing. So your dad and Mr. Bob Hope.
They were best friends. They lived across the street from each other.
Wait a second. So the gentleman I live with for the last 25 years just celebrated our 25th anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Tony lived with Bob Hope. Bob Hope was the one to get Tony into politics. That's how the connection is between us.
Oh, I love it. All right. Hey, family.
Whoop, whoop. And I got to ask, with your last name, are you Portuguese?
My dad's side.
Tony's Portuguese.
Oh, I love it.
Coelho, Vieira, because, hey.
I love it. And
I knew all this stuff
Irish.
about, because when I seen the thing with your dad and Bob Hope, and I'm going, wait a second, there's something really freaky right here.
They were my grandmother, my great uncles, and my great aunts were best friends. And then here we go. Henry Winkler's house was like 5 doors down. And here's the kicker. I dated his son.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Who? Tommy? Tommy's
Max.
son?
I think, what is that, Max? What? I forgot his name.
Ah,
It's been a long time ago. No, I dated his son. Because I used to like play. I grew up there in Toluca Lake.
Oh my God.
They were, and then Dudley Moore lived across the street. I swear to God.
See, this is the things you find out and when you dig deep. And when I seen the thing about your dad and Bob Hope, and I'm going, I got to bring this shit up. That's why I wanted to come on tonight. And I was like, oh my God, there's so many things. I'm going, this is freaky.
Isn't it? It's a small world after all.
Hello, and I'll be in Disneyland next week.
Oh, I love it.
But
They
yeah,
do.
but with going back to Pugsley and everything, I mean, I'm telling you that there's not that much that separates a lot. And yeah, because your dad grew up in which part of California?
In LA.
Well, Tony lived in Central Valley, but he lived with Bob out when Bob had the place. God, 64 when My Fair Lady came out. He was with Bob's son and he was helping him. Yeah, it was all that stuff. And then your dad's name came up, and I'm going, what? How the hell?
He knows everybody. Well, my grandmother knew everybody. My great aunt, he's my Ruby Keeler. My great uncle was Al Jolson. So yeah, I'm old Hollywood. I'm not new Hollywood.
No,
I'm
no,
old.
which is great. I mean, look, nothing wrong with old Hollywood.
I still have Al Jolson's suitcase. My dad has it at his house. His traveling case.
Oh,
My dad has it.
Oh, that's awesome.
well, you said your dad was born in 44. Tony was born in 42. So,
Wow.
look, and if I was around, I could be your stepmom. Well, I'm sorry, Bobby. Stop it.
Well, I'll tell you, Shannon. If you ever stumble across any old Pugsley stuff, you know who to send it to.
Of course. Of course.
It's my show, man. My movie, my show, my everything.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, dude, Megan will tell you. There's like so much Addams Family stuff around. My little Wednesday doll that I had on the screen before I tossed it over to her. But I've got like toys and pops and pictures and all that stuff. I got like T-shirts.
I'm
and all
gonna
that
go
kind of
grab
stuff.
something that's gonna blow your freaking mind. Wait,
Okay.
1 second. And
And
it's
you know
not
what's funny?
my male.
He was my only uncle. He was my only uncle. So I
Oh,
didn't
really?
see him as Pugsley. I saw him as Uncle Ken.
Oh yeah,
So
Ken Weatherwax. Yeah.
So when he died, I'm like, God,
Yeah.
he was my only uncle. I have no uncles. So I it's like, oh geez. And then it's like I see him everywhere. I see him everywhere.
I
So
literally stumbled across an adult coloring book for Wednesday Addams in Walmart today. And I was like,
no way.
I was like, that's mine. Well, Megan loves coloring books, like adult coloring books or paint, and she loves to paint and
You're
all
right.
that kind of stuff. She's done all these bitchin' paintings like for me and for her mom of like horror villains or stuff like that. But she likes adult coloring books, and there was only one just chilling on this shelf. And I was like, well, even if she doesn't like it, I'm buying it for me then. But like,
Oh, right on. I love it.
So
It's
now
just-
you're getting a Metal Summit exclusive. Angel, you can make this picture bigger.
Oh, he wants it bigger.
make him big.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
So this is, Tony was in politics, and that's he and Bob.
Yeah.
And we were just with Bob's daughter about a couple years, probably about 2 years ago, down at the I think it was Hidden Heroes with Tom Hanks and Meredith. Not
Right.
Meredith, with Savannah Guthrie. We did it down at the Anthem down in DC. But yeah, I mean, that's why what really blew me away when I seen your dad's connection with Bob, and I was like, oh my God, we got to talk about this shit.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have stories. I have lots of stories
No,
about
absolutely.
Bob.
Absolutely, 100%. Angel, do we have anything from the Metal Summoners at the moment, buddy, or is the board clear?
Board is all clear.
Board's all clear? Absolutely, man. Anything at yourself from yourself, my guy?
Nope.
No worries, man. Absolutely, Bob.
Angel, you need me to massage your hair again?
Wait a minute, I'm a massage therapist.
But I do happy endings.
Yeah, Angel.
Oh, you know what my happy ending is?
God. No.
Angel, don't be getting yourself in trouble, sir.
Trust me, I'm in enough trouble as it is.
I know, but that's all right. That's why we love you. You are a trouble magnet.
Hey,
Oh, he's
We
no
like
angel.
trouble.
I mean, his halo's just held up by a set of devil horns.
of course.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, they're like he's
Just
like
barely.
my favorite
barely.
Martian, but the demon version.
There you go.
For sure.
Oh, great.
Well, it's about that time for us. But Shannon, we can't thank you enough for popping back on the show to talk about your father and your family history and just a lot of fun, kooky things. The Addams family and Bob Hope. Getting you getting to tie yourself into Bobby is really really cool.
Think about that shit. Who would have ever thought?
6 degrees of Bobby Dreyer.
Exactly. I was about to say that.
Yeah, that's
We
super
got
duper
Kevin
cool.
Bacon.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but Bobby's 6 degrees of Bobby is so much more fun because you don't exactly know which degree you're gonna get.
Yeah, it could go the pink cocktail wise, or
It could be pink cocktails, it could be mudslides, it could be curry, it could be
Lord have mercy.
absolutely. But Metal Summoners, thank you guys so much. We love you to death. We can't thank you guys enough for allowing us to continue to put up these shows for you guys to participate in and hang out with. And like we say every week, if you want to continue to, to show us some love, we do have merch. We're really excited that we have shirts and stuff
I
like
want
that.
merch. I
So
want merch.
just message me privately
Yes.
for anybody who wants to get their hands on a Metal Summit shirt. We're really stoked to finally have them.
I'll send you a basket.
Sweet. Thank you so much to Ken Sherper for doing those for us. He did an absolutely great job. I have another batch. We are really excited to announce that. We've done so well when it came to that we got to place a second order.
Yeah,
So
and they're very. What would you say? They're very busty.
they're
Wait a
busted.
minute. Whoa. Hey.
But also a fun thing for you guys, Metal Summoners, is let us know, comment on the post that I made on our Instagram or our Facebook with the pictures of the shirts. Let us know what other merch we should do. Myself, Bobby, and Angel have already discussed the stuff that we think would be a lot of fun for us to do, but we want to know what you guys want to buy. So, Angel, keep it together, man. But let us know.
Wow.
Let us know.
Plugs. I want a Bobby butt plug.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
With that, you might be those might be an exclusive to BobbyDreyer.com, sir.
Oh, the OnlyFans.
The
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But Metal Summoners, thank you guys so much. Hit us up for merch. We'd love to either give it to you in person or send it out to you. We're happy to do so. We really appreciate you guys so much. Go ahead, Angel.
When you say give it to you, can you be more specific?
Hell no.
Wait a minute. I would like to watch. I'm a voyeur. I want to watch.
You guys can take that as you see fit. I'm spoken for, so that's on you guys. That's on you guys to dissect.
Angel. I want to watch.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Oh.
Well then on that note, let's get Angel out of the lobster pot.
Yeah.
Metal Summoners, we appreciate you guys. We love you to death. We will have the next guest announcement coming out this weekend. Looking forward to next week. It's going to be another great one. We really appreciate you guys. On behalf of the Metal Summit, for Bobby Dreyer, for the Real Psycho Steve, and for Angel Alamo, and for myself. Again, on behalf of Shannon, we appreciate her taking time out again to talk about Sound City, her family, and all of her history. We will see you guys in a week. Have a great weekend. Be good to each other and take care of each other. We'll see you guys.
Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. Make
rock.
sure you're following us on all of our socials. BobbyDreyer.com, Angel Alamo on Instagram and Facebook, The Real Psycho Steve on Instagram, and myself at Just a R&R Junkie on Instagram as well. We will see you guys in a week. Take care of each other.